Watch over our family and our friends. Watch over our soldiers in far lands with Jesus. Thank you for all that you do for us, Heavenly Father. Bless us, Heavenly Father, in this meeting tonight. Let us make the best decisions for our county, Heavenly Father. Watch over us, show us, lead and guide us, dear Jesus. Thank you for all that you do. Most of all, I thank you for the plan of salvation. And amen.
Want me to pledge our flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk, please call the roll. Please check in, press confirm.
I'll use carpet. Show it out. I'm on for right now.
Right here, what we do, we get this, then get this, first, then get that. Don't we get this, I get a second, they did this. Abstain? No. We get to both.
Whit, is your monitor working? Press
Yes.
confirm.
He's got an electrician over next to him.
Ralph, you're in.
No, I ain't working. You're in there.
I see you for discussion.
Pardon? He can use my monitors. I'll use Carl's.
Yeah, I'm screwed over.
All right, we'll just answer by roll call since we're having an automation problem. Madam Clerk.
It's got it.
You get it?
Got it.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so all present except for Forster Berry, Carl Douglas. Okay. We'll open the floor for public comment. I know we have at least Phyllis Klinger to address the commission.
Good evening, folks. It's good to see all of you, and I appreciate the opportunity to come close because I have a group across the street, so I need to get back over here shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, there was out to all of our county commission members, and I hope Direct Coalition. We've been in existence for 4 years. We're working very closely, more so this year than ever before with the school district, and very proud of the opportunity into the school. Coordinated school health plan, also the sheriff's department here in Campbell County, to try to bring additional information to the attention of our young people regarding drug and alcohol abuse and misuse. Ladies and gentlemen, on the back of the handout, Tennessee Teen Risk Behavior Survey. This is a survey that our school district had participated in for a number of years, and then a few years ago we kind of dropped out of it, and now we're going to be getting back into it. The Teen Risk Behavior Survey is an instrument that's given every 2 years to middle school and high school individuals, where they can respond to a series of questions having to do with all aspects of health. So it's not just drugs and alcohol. It's whether or not they're exercising, whether or not they're eating fruits and vegetables, whether or not they're able to get along with their peers, or are they cheerful going to school and that kind of thing. It is a statewide and nationwide instrument that is used. And the results of this information, I think, is pretty staggering when you stop and take a look at it. Community Health has recently taken over the facilitation of the 8th Judicial District Drug Court. And as a result of that, we have learned that people who were in drug court started using drugs and alcohol when they were ages 12 and 13. So prevention activities and prevention education has to start early. More so this year than ever before, we're going to continue to pursue any and all types of funding that we can to try to bring resources into the school. Teachers cannot do it. Teachers are overwhelmed with the amount of testing that has to go on and with the remediation that has to be in place for that testing. They need our help as community members. And so we want to draw your attention to the fact that we have youth that are coming in to Rome State Community College once a month. School administrators and staff bring them in, and we meet and we talk about issues and opportunities that they can take back into the schools. Our most recent project is a public service announcement that each of the middle and high school class groups are creating and in the process of taking. It should be interesting by the time we get finished with this. The idea is to put all this together and take it out into the schools. Each school has taken a different topic: meth, drug and alcohol abuse, smoking and the dangers of smoking. We'll put them all together into one public service announcement, and then we can run that constantly in the schools as we're doing presentations. There are so many things that we could do if we just had finances. So I know it's late, we can't be a budget item this year per se, but I want to be put on the radar when you do start to talk about budgets, because that should be happening fairly soon. But more than anything, some of you do have some discretionary funding, and it would be something that we could definitely put to use. I know I only have 5 minutes, but in the process of the 5 minutes, let me just let you know that any and all help is appreciated. Anything that we can count as in-kind or match money is crucial for us. Most government grants now do not have match money. So if you're doing things or there are things that are going on in the community that you're aware of that we can count towards match, we're going to go after Drug Free Communities Grant. We're going to talk again to the Apollo Medical Foundation. We're going to look at Responsible Vendors Program, which is something we hope to talk to you more about in the future. The TCCY, or Tennessee Commission on Children and Youth, East Tennessee Foundation, any and all possibilities we definitely want to pursue. We could easily account and spend in the vicinity of $10,000 to $12,000 right now if we have the funds. We don't have the funds. We're trying to do what we can using people who are working full-time. I work full-time, but I probably donate easily 4 to 6 hours a month for the Anti-Drug Coalition. Try to keep things going, try to keep activities that are going to be meaningful to kids, and most importantly, to get these youth engaged. These youth then can go back into their buildings and be youth leaders within their buildings, spreading the word of the dangers of drugs and alcohol. The last thing I want to mention, and then I will leave, this has nothing to do with my request for Anti-Drug Coalition. It's to put my request in for the point in time count, which is coming up this Thursday. Most of you know what point in time count is. It's our one opportunity to find as many people who are living in sheltered and unsheltered locations or living in houses where there are no electric and water facilities available because they've been cut off. We can count those individuals and we can get additional funding into this county to help pay for utility costs, connection fees, deposits for apartments. Because of our count last year, our county is eligible for an additional $100,000 to help some of our residents. We cannot do that without an accurate count. So anyone who doesn't have something special on their agenda for Thursday, we have one group that's going out from 5 to 7 in 4 different sections of the county. Just get in touch with Ms. Olivia over here and she can put you on the team. We have another group that's going to be going out between 6 and 8. We have law enforcement officers that are going with us. We never go alone. And our intent is not to prosecute or persecute anyone, just to give information about the number of homeless so that we can help them in some way. Mayor, I thank you for your time, and ladies and gentlemen as well.
Phyllis, could you just touch on one thing, the appropriation for the text-to-tip? Explain how that worked.
Text-to-tip is a very, very, very valuable resource. Text-to-tip is something that has been instituted and has been in place for at least 2 years now. The school district has been carrying the burden of that cost alone because of some confusion in the past, and we want to correct that and get this fixed. The text-to-tip is an opportunity for all youth to be able to send a distress call to an SRO officer who will not know who that individual is, but will know the details of that distress. So So if someone is in the restroom at Campbell County High School, Jellicoe Elementary, Follett Middle School, and has taken drugs and is having some kind of a serious reaction, or if someone has threatened suicide, there is a text message and a special code that is entered into a cell phone, goes directly to an SRO officer who can respond to that immediately and get the word out. Within the first couple of weeks that this program was instituted at the high school, there were at least 2 occasions where a student was pulled from a rather dangerous situation. One, medication that was taken to extreme, and another, a threat of doing some bodily harm to themselves. So our youth need help, and it's an opportunity to get that help into place. It is expensive. There's a monthly fee. The cost to even participate in the program is about $2,500 to $2,700 a year, and then for every text that comes in, there's some costs that are involved in that as well. But you know what? When it comes to saving the life of a youngster, that dollar amount should not be all that significant. It's in place in Blount County, Scott County, Campbell County. I know that there's at least 3 other districts that are surrounding us that are taking a look at it because research shows that it has proven to be very effective. Right, sir?
Any questions for Phil? John?
Mayor, I'd like to say, Phyllis does an outstanding job for us. I mean, and her work is volunteer. And she says 4 to 6 hours. That's probably in a day. She spends 4 to 6 hours working. We do have a very good program that we're working with the anti-drug coalition in the school system. We have Jellicoe Elementary, Jellicoe High School, Campbell County High School, Follett, Jacksonville Middle. They all have teams, and I would invite you guys to come, just to come and listen. You'll be amazed, I'm telling you. And you would think that sitting down with a bunch of kids, at the high school kids, would be the ones doing all the talking. No, it's your middle school kids. And like I said, we're hoping to, hopefully by the end of the year, have the public press announcement on video that we will be showing in the schools.
And if I could mention one other thing, if you want to see what we're really doing, the school district has graciously posted our monthly newsletters for the Anti-Drug Coalition on their website. Pull those up and take a look at them. I think you would be surprised. Thank you.
Thank you. Question, Rick?
No, I'm going to change the churches.
Okay. Anyone else wish to address the commission tonight? Okay. Seeing none, we'll move forward for approval of the meeting minutes. Entertain a motion for approval of meeting minutes from last meeting.
Motion to approve the meeting minutes, Mr. Chair.
Second.
Motion, Commissioner Orr, second by Commissioner Ayers. Any discussion? Okay. Please vote yes or no. Press confirm. Does anyone wish to change the vote? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please show the vote. Motion passed, 13 yes, 0 no. The notary. Okay, I'll entertain a motion on approval for notary renewals for Claude E. Wilson and Karen Bree.
Motion to approve the renewals, Mr. Chair.
Motion, Commissioner Orr, there a second? Second, Commissioner Bruce. Any discussion? All right, please vote yes or no, and press the confirm button. Marie, can you confirm? Anyone wish to change the vote? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please show the vote. Motion passed, 13 yes, 0 no. Sorry.
Read them.
The notary renewals were Claudia Wilson and Karen Brady. And now for the new notaries.
You have to read the call the roll out.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Marie Ayers, yes. Charles Baird, yes. Johnny Bruce, yes. Ralph Davis, yes. Whit Goins, yes. Robert Higginbotham, yes. Cliff Jennings, yes. Dwayne Pitts, yes. Clifford Colmeyer, yes. Sue Nance, yes. Lawrence Orrick, yes. Scott Stanfield, yes. And Lonnie Weldon, yes.
For the new notaries, for Loretta Sue Smith, Tammy Elaine Clausen, Margaret Elaine Duvall. I'll consider a motion.
Thanks. Second.
Motion by Commissioner Nance.
Second motion.
Second from Commissioner Goins. Any discussion? Please press yes or no. Confirm. Does anyone wish to change the vote? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please show the vote. Motion passed, 13 yes, 0 no. Madam Clerk?
Marie Ayers, yes. Charles Baird, yes. Johnny Bruce, yes. Ralph Davis, yes. Whit Goins, yes. Robert Higginbotham, yes. Cliff Jennings, yes. Dwayne Pitts, yes. Clifford Colmeyer, yes. Sue Nance, yes. Lawrence Orrick, yes. Scott Stanfield, yes. And Lonnie Weldon, yes.
Now entertain approval for committee reports and minutes, and you had some additional items in the packet today.
Motion to approve the committee reports minutes, Mr. Chair, that we have at hand.
Motion from Commissioner Orrick. Do I hear a second? Second. Commissioner Davis. Any discussion? Any discussion on the additional items? Seeing none, please press yes or no. Press confirm. Does anyone wish to change the vote?
I'm sorry. Thought I'd done vote.
Okay. Does anyone wish to change the vote? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please show the vote. Motion passed, 13 yes. Entertain a motion to approve budget amendments and other funding resolutions.
Mr. Chair, make a motion to approve budget amendment 1-1 through 1-9. I think that's 9's all we have.
Have a motion to approve 1-1 through 1-9 from Commissioner Orrick. Your second. Commissioner Bruce, any discussion? Seeing none, please vote yes or no. Press the confirm button.
I need to declare a conflict of interest.
Okay. Conflict declaration, Commissioner Nance.
I also state direct conflict, I work for the Campbell County Board of Education.
Declaration, Commissioner Bruce. Any others?
Conflict of interest, my wife works for the board.
Commissioner Davis. So noted. Does anyone wish to change the vote? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please show the vote. Motion passed, 13 yes, 0 no. Entertain a motion on reports from county officials and all departments.
Motion to approve the reports from the department heads.
Have a motion from Commissioner Orrick. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Commissioner Nance. Any discussion? Commissioner Jennings.
Is that motion just for those we have received?
It is.
That's correct.
It's not for those that we haven't received yet?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, please vote yes or no. Press the confirm button. Does anyone wish to change the vote? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please show the vote. Motion passed, 13 yes, 0 no. Other matters?
Hey, Mayor, can you hold it this minute?
Commissioner Gilman?
Recess for just a minute. I'll like that.
Okay. Take all the time you need.
Go ahead, I'll just walk it off, just go ahead for emergency. I know that's him.
Does anybody have anything for other matters? I don't think we
I
do.
do.
Commissioner Nance.
I need to suspend the rules to vote on a safety grant that was received by the Highway Department for $250,000. So I need to put that, we need to suspend the rules and vote.
Okay, is that the motion?
Yes.
Okay, I haven't,
Make the motion to suspend the
are you making a motion?
I'll say to suspend the rules.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to suspend the rules to approve a safety grant for the Highway Department. Any discussion on suspending the rules? No discussion.
And they did get a handout on this.
Okay. All right. Seeing none, please press yes or no. Confirm on the rule suspension to entertain the grant. Anyone wish to change the vote? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please show the vote. Okay. We have 12 yes, 1 no. Commissioner Jennings voting no. On suspend the rules. Okay, rules are suspended. And
Okay, I need to make a motion to approve the grant that will be accepted into the Highway Department.
Okay, I have a motion, second by Commissioner Ayers, any discussion?
Is 100% grant? I mean, we don't have to match it.
All right, could you address?
I appreciate the opportunity. This grant was for local safety enhancement grant for the county and consists of $250,000 to replace all road signs, all Chevron signs, stop signs, rumble strips, snowplow plowable markers, several other items, stop bars, all through the county. And there were 7 roads, I think, on your list. Coastal Road, Sting Creek Road, Pine Crest Road, Deer Ridge, Long Hollow, Cedar Creek, Old Road. And this is free to the county's cost, $250,000. And I don't know if y'all noticed, the Reed's probably noticed, when Coastal the work that they're doing out that way. So they've actually started on this and doing this. It's a big help for Campbell County Highway Department. And I think I had this step where we're going to restripe all these roads that are listed, also the Allen White Lines. And this is a big benefit to the Highway Department. And Commissioner Dennis Potter started this grant, and I've helped him to accomplish what we've done. So I really appreciate him for starting this.
Commissioner Jennings.
Well, I had the same question that Mr. Davis had, if there's any matching funds with it, but you say it's 100% grant?
Yes, sir.
Good job.
Any other discussion? All right, seeing none, Madam Clerk, please take the vote. Press yes or no, confirm. Does anyone wish to change their vote? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please show the vote. Motion passed, 13 yes. Thank you.
Mayor, if I may, under other matters, I just got a couple of questions to ask the things that we brought up. Have we got a budget yet to start, a working budget to start on yet?
No, we do not.
I guess when do you anticipate it, or?
Well, we have notice going out for an FMS committee meeting. We can start that discussion there for next Tuesday night.
Okay. And my next and final question, I guess, is I asked for an Attorney General's ruling to determine the difference between direct and indirect conflict of interest. Have we asked for that yet?
I have not gotten that answer yet.
If you do that, I'd really appreciate it.
I will. Any other matters? Any other matters?
So, we were told that the budget will be ready by April the 1st. Is that still gonna be the deadline, Jeff?
We can certainly make that do
That's what we were told. It would be ready, so we have time to work on it without rushing through it.
Well, I think it's worth a discussion in the FMS committee and then bring it for budget and finance next opportunity, because we're there.
Okay.
Because you,
Right.
that ain't a lot of time.
No, it's not.
I'm through. Thank you.
Mayor, we send out the request notices at the beginning of February every year, and so we can make it a deadline for them to submit those back in and have the budget filed April 1st without any action of anybody. We begin every year. Well, you're not going to be able to, and we had this discussion during our budget meeting last year, you won't receive the first BEP estimate until April, and that could be about April the 20th. And you really won't get any finite information until about June the 20th, maybe the end of May if we're lucky. So you would be able to conclude the school system, but the school system budget, as we all know, for the county commissioner position is the determination of the local funding requirement. And the BEP that Johnny talked about tells us what the required local match will be. So we really couldn't park our budget until we knew that information. But we would have a pretty good idea of what the required local match would be.
By when?
The first BEP estimate will be sometime around April 20th.
Okay.
And the more accurate BEP estimate won't be known until almost mid-June. We'll get one in April, one in May, one in June, and then a July final, they call it. But by the time we get to the May/June estimate, we should have pretty good numbers, at least from the standpoint of what the required local match portion.
Can we legally approve our budget, our portion without the, and wait on the school?
Yes, you could work it through, then we just couldn't conclude the entire budgetary.
I understand, but we can do the county's part.
Sure, absolutely.
Okay.
Commissioner Davis?
In other matters, did you ask Mr. T-Don to be here tonight?
I did. He's got the flu, and you don't want him here. So, but we have Jennifer's here from the department.
I won't talk to him. Unless she can answer the questions I want.
Mom's here too.
I'm going to observe and listen, and on that, if I hear them come. I mean, I'll be more than happy to take any questions and concerns back to them, and, be able to communicate back to them.
Questions?
Pardon?
Questions for him?
Well, I'd rather talk to him because he's the one that's supposed to be running the show, and I won't talk to him. I don't want to say, So I'd rather him be here than me. It's about his hiring procedures. And so I got several questions I'd like to ask him, so I'd rather ask him.
There is a vacancy that we'll post in the paper this week, in the department. Rotation for Peabody.
Are they taking applications, or are they going to try to hire someone in-house that's already been working there for a year, being floated?
Both.
Both?
We'll consider, we'll announce the job as any other job.
Right.
Certainly, current employees can apply as well as the public.
Okay. When will this make a decision on the hiring?
We'll announce it for 2 weeks.
Okay.
And then take the applications.
I would like to talk to him after that is done.
Certain.
Okay, thank you.
We're drafting the job description right now for the
Okay.
paper this week. So
All right, good.
Jennifer and I exchanged on that one today.
All right.
Okay. Any other matters?
Mayor, on the convenience center hours, you going to bring that up in a little bit, or?
You want to announce them?
No, I just want to, I got a part-time, maybe a part-time driver that I'd like to, from the longest young part, if Tim is there, is interested in being a part-time driver. And Jeff, I don't know if are you familiar with, T-Don is kind of trying to get some extra help on trying to be a
We actually looked into it, but we don't have additional budget in the sanitation department. And moving money from the park to sanitation is something that's a big budget amendment.
Okay, all right.
At this point in the budget, but you can do it, but what?
Yeah, you saying you got a truck driver out there, part-time truck driver?
One of the employees at the park has talked to his commissioner about, he has a CDL.
Oh,
We did talk with Don here at a meeting a month ago about potentially looking at that, and we researched it, and if we'd had more money in sanitation, then we could have entertained that thought, achieved some cost savings by cutting hours back at the park, but that's not the case. After looking at it, there's no more budget to hire a part-time driver. So, Mr. Davis?
Question is, I think y'all made the request that all departments show the certifications of the license of all the drivers. Since they had the wreck in Knoxville with a bus driver and one of the drivers didn't have a license, that we were going to make and check and make sure all drivers were certified before they put them behind the wheels and on account of the liability of the county.
That's a requirement, but I did not send an additional memo to do that, but we can do that.
I think it's in the county's best interest because I'm hearing rumors, so I don't like rumors. I think we've got a driver that's driving without a license, and I think it needs to be found.
You said we had a driver that's driving a bus?
Pardon?
they're talking about
Without the proper CDLs. I've been hearing that, so that's why I want to ask. We need to find out.
maybe you check it out.
Pardon, not a bus driver. I'm sorry. I said since the wreck in Knoxville, you know, one of the drivers over there, but I'm talking about in the county, not the school. I'm talking about in the county. I'm sorry, you misunderstood.
I can send a memo and direct an inventory of licenses per department. That's what you see.
So, you told about all departments.
Because this month, we got a lot of direction memos going out.
Right.
So,
You told me about all departments.
Yeah, I mean, all departments, we need to check, anybody that's driving and got liability of the county.
understand.
Okay.
Any other matter? Okay.
Really?
And we'll move my portion. One of those memos is one of the first actions I have. You've heard from the Anti-Drug Coalition today. Commissioner Davis, you're going to address the home here next to the construction site tonight.
Well, I can.
You want to wait till your portion? That was one of the things I had on my list. Make sure.
Well, I've got some pricing. The only problem I'm having is the insurance company or the construction company. I just got off the phone with the people before I came in with me. They will not call them back. They won't have nothing to do with it.
Okay.
And if the insurance company will not take care of the damage that they're in, or talk to these people, they're going to file a lawsuit, and we're going to have a lawsuit that's going to cost us thousands more than what the damage is. And someone needs to, you know, I don't know who does it, but we just need to get with them and tell them, fix the problem, or we're going to be in a lawsuit. And I told them tonight, if nothing can be done tonight, I'll tell them tomorrow, if we can't do nothing, then they'll just have to file a lawsuit against the county and the jail and whoever they said they was going to.
Just for clarity's sake, we've
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's
We've got a residency here near the jail, and they say that they've got some damage to the property based on the construction project. I talked with the finance director and provided them the information to contact the insurance company that's insuring the job, and so they filed a claim with them, but they don't feel like they're getting any response.
Well, they told me that the insurance company told them everything was pre-existing. So if they didn't do a pre-existing report before they started construction, then how would they know? But he wants his porch is cracked, he wants it fixed, he wants his house washed down and painted, and his driveway where the flood is, and that's it.
It amounts to about $2,000 to $3,000 worth of work, Mr. Chairman. It's the Leach home.
Oh, that's pretty close.
Commissioner Ord?
Joe, is the contractor, they're responsible for this portion of this project? They have to carry the insurance. Have you had any contact with them? I guess this is the first time you've heard about it?
No, I've not had any contact with them. You know, there's no way that we, as the county, can force an insurance company to pay a claim if they claim it's not due. I mean, it sounds to me like what they're saying is that they don't feel like it's due. If they're not communicating with them, then they can file a complaint with the Commissioner of Insurance to make them communicate, but that doesn't mean that they're going to pay. I would suggest that if there has not been direct contact made with our insurance agent for the county, that perhaps they could assist in encouraging communication, but there again, unless our own company was going to pay the claim, and I don't know whether there would be coverage there or not, that's all they could do. They can't make the contractor's insurance pay the claim.
And I did contact the company and talk to their staff person responsible for those claims, and they did contact the family and initiated a claim. But at this point,
They've denied the claim.
they've denied the claim.
You just talk to American Construction concerns, and I mean, I know we can't force American Construction to do anything. It's their job.
Well, we were at an impasse with them, and that's why we provided the insurance information. So
There's a difference there, I think as Commissioner Warwick was pointing out. Whether it's covered by insurance and whether it might be the liability of the contractor are two completely different questions. You know, it very well could be that the liability of the contractor, but it not be covered by a policy of insurance. And I don't know about that, but I think that was the point of his question, and it's a valid point.
So, Commissioner Weldon.
Will we insist some type lien levy or something that be taken care of before we do a final payment to Murray on that?
If there are any liens filed, yes.
I mean, even if there's not a lien filed, is there anything we can do to see that that is resolved before we issue nothing legally?
We could institute a claim under the terms of the contract to say that it'd be like the claim for liquidated damage or anything in the, I guess you're familiar with the contract, you have to assert a claim. And the county could assert a claim that says, all right, there's damage to this property adjacent to this site, and we think the value of the repairs are $3,000, I think the mayor said something like that, and make that as a claim. That could certainly happen.
Right, I talked to Mr. Leach, and I think that's his position and what he's wanting to do.
It'd be a lot shorter trip as far as the process, but when we assert a claim against any type of contract for withholding of payment, the new law makes us take the retainage and pay it into a bank account, wherein the contractor and the owner have to sign off on any of those funds being removed from that account. Like neither party can unilaterally, autonomously obtain those funds. So you start a claim, that's what you do. You start a claim. It doesn't produce money instantly, but it puts you in line that says, okay, before any of this can actually ever be in the hands of the contractor, these claims have to be settled.
Do you know when they have a notice of completion on that to be posted or anything?
We still haven't received one.
Nothing yet?
One other point that I might make, Commissioner Davis, Commissioner Weldon, sometimes we run into situations where claims may be made that would be covered under a policy, but they don't reach the amount of our deductible. You know, and it might very well be that that's part of your issue here, that, you know, that maybe they're denying part of the claim, but that it wouldn't reach the amount of the deductible.
If I understood on your last question, though, he was going to do a double protection scenario that says notwithstanding whatever position the insurance company takes, that the owner would take a position to assert a claim against the contractor's money owed and say, all right, we're not going to pay you this much money, we're going to assert this claim against you. You have to go through the process of sorting that out, which would be first mediation and then finally to a court. You got to the bottom right.
Mr. Jennings?
I think I heard in that conversation that we don't have a date yet, that they've not given us a completion date.
That's correct.
Okay. One other question, and it's probably not for here, but when they give us that date and they get ready to hand it over to us, our architect will go through it?
Oh, yeah.
And he'll be responsible if it don't work out? Is that correct?
Certainly.
Okay.
I mean, we don't accept it if it doesn't make contract terms.
Okay. Good deal.
You'll have to have what's known as a certificate of occupancy in addition to all that from the fire marshal before you can ever take over to.
Well, my main concern is that they build it to the standards we gave it to them. And then if we find out later that they didn't, then I assume the architect would be...
And you have 1 year warranty.
Yeah. Would be liable.
Any other discussion on that issue?
I've got a question. Do we have a punch switch we go through and see things and have a punch switch to go by for them to do?
Have a what?
A punch switch, tell them what we want done.
Checklist?
Yeah, checklist.
I mean, the terms of the contract.
Yeah, that'll be a punch list.
Okay.
Any other discussion on that issue? Okay, we do have one item for other matters for the clerk. If you look in the handout on page 4, the clerk is requested to surplus a list of items in order to either make space with things that don't work or liquidate other things that do. I'll entertain a motion to surplus this equipment.
I so moved.
Motion with Commissioner Goen.
It's already in there, ain't it?
What's that?
Suspend the order. We're already in the meeting. That what you should put again?
Well, I'll make a
Need a
motion.
suspension, Joe?
I'll make a motion, suspend the rules.
Okay.
I'll make the motion to suspend the rules.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second by Commissioner Davis. Any discussion on suspension of rule? Okay, press yes or no. You confirm. Anyone wish to change their vote? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please show the vote. Motion passed, 13 yes to suspend the rules, 1 no. Commissioner Jennings voting no. Now entertain a motion to surplus this.
I so moved.
Motion. I have a motion on the floor.
I just want to be sure that the motion includes what you're going to do, but you surplus it, or are we going to
Destroy it?
offer it for sale? You're going to exchange it for another department? I'm just kind of reading briefly and then you're interrupting there, but it says items that are not needed that could be transferred to another department or sold. So it's going to be transferred to another department or sold.
Elaine, what's your pleasure? What do you want to do?
There's several items that need to be thrown away, that do not wear, that is the important part.
Yeah, that would be, in that situation, it would be a motion to declare those items as dilapidated and dispose of. give them surplus. Surplus is when you're going to keep the property or either possession transfer to somebody else or sell.
Okay, I had both of those on the first part of this need to be discussed.
So down to 2 keyboards, not to paddle, that section there needs to be, thrown away. So that motion should be.
Okay, Commissioner Goins, would you be willing to rescind your motion and
Yes.
amend it to include
These first 12 items here.
the first 12 items are dilapidated and need to be disposed of?
Yes.
Okay, do I hear a second? There's a second by Commissioner Ayers. Discussion.
Okay, what means a disposal?
Mayor, with all due respect, if you're going to auction them off, I'd put the others in there. They'll bring something. It's better than throwing them away. I promise you. They will bring something.
I have a place to store them and stuff.
Beg your pardon?
We just don't have any space. We just want to get, if I could, Hens can do whatever, you can have them and do whatever you want. We just don't have a place to put them. They're just junk in our office.
I don't know, where do you normally store it?
Shelves and cabinets,
I
about
tried to
it.
get rid of this stuff, and they're like, you got to surplus it out, and then, you know, I just don't have room for it, it's junk. So, you know, then there's other items down here that, you know, could be sold or whatever, a few others, but, you know, fax machines that don't work, time clocks that don't keep time, ad machines that don't work. I mean, you know, if I had someplace where you guys could get them, you're welcome to try to get what you can. But I want them out of, we want them out of the office.
What do you recommend?
I don't know where you, every time I've seen the auction, it's normally out there at the county garage, but where they put them back. But I don't know where you store them.
Comment from gallery?
You take the electronics to the environmental services. Got a company that comes by and buys those.
I mean, anybody's welcome to them. I mean, we just need them out of our way.
Especially the non-working items. Right, if they're not functional and not working.
And we'll recycle what we can.
So that's the form that they'll be going.
All I'm saying, that needs to be documented, because somebody come back and say, well, what did you do with that computer? You know, I don't care what you do with them, but you need to document where they went and what happened to them.
I will do whatever it takes to get rid of them.
Okay.
Jennifer, if we provide receipt, you just inventory them and we'll sign for it, copy it, and document it.
So if I give this whole list to Jennifer, she signs off that she got it, then I'll be free and clear for her.
And whatever we can recycle goes general fund, so.
And I don't know if there's any computers or hard drives, but those need to be cleaned or destroyed before they're put out there. There might be some information that's being held on them. He's going to clean them all.
Okay. Okay, any further discussion? All right, I'll entertain a vote to dispose of the first 12 items. Yes, no? Confirm?
No.
What'd he say? What'd he say?
Yes or no?
Does anyone wish to change the vote? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please show the vote. Motion passed, 14 yes. Now for disposition of the, is that 4 items on the bottom? Okay. What's your pleasure on?
I mean, anybody can have them, or we can put them in sale. Just tell me what I can do with them, where we can put them. What's the very last name? It's like little gray filing cabinets that wires. I didn't know how this.
Those recycle real well.
Whatever you guys want. We just don't need them.
Well, the same option sounds.
I'll make a motion, we just send them out to the sanitation department and let them do whatever they can with it.
Have a motion on the
I'll second.
last 4 items, same as the first 12?
Destroy them?
No. Take them to the environmental office and inventory them, get a receipt for them, and we recycle as much as we can. If they're cabinets.
One question. The Gateway PC, is it worth anything?
It could be.
Could be.
Yeah, after it's locked, after you take the lock.
Could we not at least hold on to that?
I think
Maybe
so. I
some other
don't think that
department?
needs to be, it came from the state too, didn't it?
That one did, yeah. But it was transferred to the county.
Okay, I didn't get a second on it yet.
Mr. Jennings did.
I did.
Second by Commissioner Jennings, okay.
But Rusty brought up a point that, my motion in his second, I believe, was to give them to them, let them do whatever. Retract your motion. Mr.
All right. You want to retract your motion?
I mean, what he brought up makes sense, so
I'd retract my motion and make a new motion.
I'll retract my motion.
Retract the motion in a second.
I do.
Okay, motion second retracted. Commissioner Orrick, would you mind making the motion?
Not yet, please.
I make a motion that the Gateway Computer, last few digits, LO 5947, be sent to Jim Dial, let him see if he can refurbish it for use with his department, and the rest of them be took to the sanitation and declared surplus in their hands.
I'll second.
Okay, a motion second. Any further discussion? All right, seeing none, please press yes or no. And confirm vote. Anyone wish to change the vote? Vote for Rusty. Need you to confirm.
I thought I'd push both of them. It's not taking it tonight.
Anyone wish to change the vote?
Make a motion, we buy some new
Seeing
batteries.
none, Madam Clerk, please show the vote. Motion passed, 14 yes, 0 no.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other matters? Okay. Seeing none, my list. Actually, last week, when we talked through workshop, most of these didn't wind up coming through on the agenda, but the Brownfields grant, we received 2 responses on that. PM Environmental is the firm that helped us draft the grant for the Brownfields grant to go out and evaluate property for environmental phase 1 compliance. And my recommendation is that's who we go with, so that they come out and do soil and water samples with the $400,000 grant that you voted to accept, to bring property back to marketability. I can sign it, but I would prefer your endorsement before I do.
I'm assuming they were the low bidder?
They were.
Okay.
I make a motion that we approve that mayor's recommendation.
Have a motion second. Commissioner Orr, Commissioner Ayers, any discussion? Seeing none, please press yes or no. Confirm. Does anyone wish to change the vote? Commissioner Nance, could you confirm?
We need new batteries. Everybody's just messed up. No trade batteries?
Man, they those talking.
All right, does anyone wish to change the vote? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please show the vote. Motion passed, 14 yes. One other item with Mid-Flight and the Lifestar project, we discussed last week that the committee projected, or the commission projected up to $70,000 in improvement costs, and we're going to prorate those over the life of the 10-year, Jeff? Yes. Term of rent, and we've arrived at a dollar figure of $41,000. What's the exact figure on that one, Jeff?
95.
$41,700. $41,711.95. If prorated over the life of the loan, that gives us a monthly rent rate of $942. $924. So I just need your.
I make the motion we approve, Mr. Chair.
I have a motion to approve, a second by Commissioner Kitts. Any discussion? 10 years, you're going to own a new hangar. All right, press yes or no and confirm.
Maybe just
Does anyone wish to change their vote? Commissioner Jennings, can you confirm, please?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Thought I had. Well,
Battery's weak too. Anyone wish to change their vote? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please show the vote. Motion passed, 14 yes, 0 no. And in addition to the announcements in the paper this week, we'll also announce, as I discussed last week, the eSpy phone audit advertisement opportunity to audit all of our telephone records and automation records back for 20 years, see if we can achieve any cost savings. We'll announce that in case there is someone who's in the audit business locally so that they can compete. So that'll be one of the announcements going out, but don't need a resolution on that currently. And we had the public hearings on the safe route to school, as well as the new fire truck. So we're compliant there. And I want to thank all the folks that came to Valley View this week for the community meeting. Commissioner Ayers, Commissioner Kitts, Commissioner Goins, school board Commissioner Goins, or school board member Goins was there as well. And we had citizens turning out with concerns and good input, so appreciate that. That concludes my portion, so we in alphabetical order. Now, commissioners, Commissioner Ayers.
I thought it was first. It's not nice to go the other way. It needs to go bottom to top.
Okay, bottom to top. Mr. Weldon.
All I really, getting a date to visit TDOT, we need to set a date for that. And
On the Davis Chapel intersection.
on the Davis Chapel intersection, and also try to get her industrial committee going again.
Okay. So we're looking for a date to talk to TDOT about evaluating the Davis Chapel and Highway 63 intersection.
Right.
We also have an issue. Commissioner Douglas has been requesting clarity on the Rarity Mountain Road as well, so we'll work to get a date before next workshop.
Thank you.
I spoke to TDOT on that matter also this week, and they're checking into it, and they're going to get back with you and me on the Rarity Mountain Road.
Okay. Mr. Stanfield had none. Commissioner Orrick had asked for EMS and cable committee meetings, and we're going to re-announce that as we've...
Tuesday night at 5 in the
27th, cable TV committee at 5, EMS at 5:30, and FMS at 6. Commissioner Nance,
I need to delay that call later time.
thank you. Commissioner Kitts,
Just with Lonnie on the TDOT,
Ron, can you help us get with TDOT also, and help us try to work out that? All right, thank you.
that's all I have, Mayor.
Commissioner Higginbotham, we will definitely get out ahead of the community meeting announcements. We're aiming for mid-month March, and be glad to place it in any of your districts if you should like to volunteer. Commissioner Goins?
No, we're going to take it out Tuesday night.
Okay. Commissioner Davis?
The first thing, I'd like to make a motion to acknowledge Justin Boland for setting a state record.
Okay. Have a motion to acknowledge Justin Boland, a Jellicoe High School graduate, in a second.
yeah, I'll go ahead. I didn't know Forster come in, I'm sorry, go ahead.
And
I'll
second
retract
by
my second.
Commissioner Baker. Discussion. Why don't you go ahead and let them know what the young man's done?
Okay, for 29 years, this record has not been broken. And Justin Boland, the record was, I might miss it, 1 or 2, was 812. He's broken that. Now he's over 900. And the season will be over in about 2 weeks. So the boy's going to set a, tremendous record that's been held for a long time in the state of Tennessee. And I'm proud that Campbell County got that.
Is that assist?
That's assist record, yeah.
Have a motion and a second to acknowledge Justin Boland's accomplishment as the all-time Tennessee assist leader and recognize him by certificate.
May I say something else?
Certainly.
We're in the process. The season's got to be over. I went and I bought, having it made, a plaque from the county government recognizing him. When the season's over, they're going to invite the mayor to a banquet, and the mayor will present it to this young man in our behalf. And so I want y'all to know that was part of it.
Any other discussion?
I need to give him a hand.
Absolutely. And give him a yes vote and confirm, unless you don't see fit.
Justin Boland.
Anyone wish to change their vote? Seeing none. Madam Clerk, please show the vote. Motion passed 14 yes.
Second thing. I have one of our school board members talk to the school department, and they were willing to help us split half the cost on caution lights for safety at the White Oak School. We had a price once a little over $6,000, but I think hopefully we can beat that. But whatever it is, but I'll bring back the price, the cost before it's done, let y'all vote on it again. But we need caution lights, and they'll pay half if we'll pay half, and let's put up some caution lights. And I don't know, Lonnie's in the electric, he can put together the price if he don't care, of the expense, and then we'll come back and you can tell me. But I want the approval to spend this money to get these caution lights up. No more than $3,500, but hopefully it'll be less. That was what I'm trying to say.
Commissioner Bruce, do you know if we have to use any particular certification to install those sorts of things?
I think our maintenance installed the ones over at Valley.
Well, we just got to buy them. But I talked to TDOT, and they said the road, it's not a state road, so we don't have to get no approval from them. But if it's a state road, we did, but since it's a county road, and if it's wrong, it's my fault. But they did tell me that it needed to be in a county road, that they didn't have to approve it.
Mr. Chair, have you looked at a budget amendment to go along with it, to find the money to fund our part?
Yeah, I'll find it. I think if we look at the 171, 189, I believe there's money in there we can use. And
Are you going to try and do it right now, vote on this right now and try
I want to vote on it if you all agree that we need to put caution lights up. You can do it.
I agree that we need the caution lights, but the commissions always did the budget amendments, and tell me if I'm wrong, Joe, we always do the budget amendments, the money first. And go ahead, I'm sorry, Lonnie.
No, that's all right. No, just when I'd like to make a motion that if everyone would, that the commissioner's discretion fund take $200 apiece of their discretion fund to fund it.
Pardon?
Is that a motion? We have a motion request
That's coming up Warhife, and that's what he's doing, right?
to fund it from your discretionary dollars, $200 each commissioner.
That'd be $3,000.
There's a second.
Who made the motion in the second?
Lonnie made a motion to fund it from discretionary dollars, each of you contributing $200.
Lonnie's making the motion to put up the caution lines and fund it via discretionary.
No,
I think so.
Put up our half.
to put up our half. I don't have any financial part of doing this.
Okay, let me get us back on track. Ralph, you have a motion on the floor to install it. I don't have a second on that.
I'll second.
I have a second from Forster Baird.
Do we not have to get the money before we can do that?
Let's clarify discussion under that motion and that second, and then consider funding mechanism discussion. Commissioner Nance.
They have to be a 501c3.
Moving it across.
Well, is the Campbell County Board of Education going to install those?
I don't believe you need money for that.
Johnny, do we know what budget lines we could use for installation?
I think there would be,
You can't use that today.
Okay.
Jeff knows.
Jeff?
Jeff's job.
Jeff knows. You can't do it.
You might want to consider as an alternative to piecemeal would be a turnkey system, like what we just put up at the church here in Mount Airy. And we went the route of solar there as opposed to electrical connection. And the cost of those for that type, which are not was approved for the school system, was $4,000. But the one, we also got a price quote while we're doing that for the school variety, and it was $9,100, I think, was the cost of those solar systems. Now, the ones with electrical connection are a little less expensive than the solar panel variety, but you do then have to accommodate some type of electrical connection. On a county road, what we have to do in that regard is we have to go through the road superintendent to effectuate the project, same as we have to do out here apparently. So my best advice would be to have the commission do an action of 10, which is what I think Ralph is headed to, a matching concept. That the school system will put up half the cost, that the commission will agree in principle to put up half the cost. We'll then do a solicitation process to arrive at what the actual cost is for a turnkey. And if the road superintendent is agreeable to go through that process, then we can have budget, then we come back formally, approve the monies, and go that process as opposed to get the park money motion.
I've already, Ron Dillbeck, he had already put a price together to come up, and he had already did that and agreed to even put them up for us, as far as, not the electrical part, but put them together and install them for us once we bought the material.
Yeah, I think the rep talked about who supply the labor, supply the material like a post, you know.
Well, I think due process will require us to go back and look at our budget lines to see what we can use, what's legal to use there.
That's what we did at Elk Valley.
Okay.
Yeah, if you pass your motion to 10, if somebody just get us the price quote that substantiates what the cost is going to be for the materials, then we'll go about arriving at a budgetary way to keep.
Get a PO and pay them.
Okay.
Now, we're going to get you a PO to have a full budget.
Well, it's not a, it's a motion to read 10.
Right.
And then we can talk about funding mechanisms and separate discussion.
You got a copy of the quote.
Not with me tonight, no. I can get it.
Yeah, bring it to me or send it to me by email or whatever.
Okay.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second, resolving that the county commission supports paying for half the cost of school zone lights at White Oak, and we are pending a funding mechanism for it. Any other discussion? Vote yes or no, and
Wait a minute, I've got one.
one
What
other.
about the electric bill on it if it's not solar? Because somebody has to agree to pay that.
Not only the electric bill, but there's cost and maintenance of it. And then somebody's got to be in charge of resetting that every year. They're headache, and they're good to have. Valley View,
If you're going to be able to achieve that, is that I have to go through the school system because that would be,
That's how we currently maintain all the rest of them. So we have to establish that and fund it. So,
I say go for it.
okay.
See what they do.
All right, intent to pay for half of it pending funding mechanism.
The Lafayette Utilities would have to hook it up. It's on
WB side.
Yeah.
But everybody's their own. I like the solar deal. It does away with all that connection, outages.
Well, that's fine. I mean,
they're just a little more pricey.
A little bit more pricey. The life of them is good shape.
Any other discussion?
get a price on both of them.
Okay, thank you.
Please vote yes or no and confirm. Does anyone wish to change the vote? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please show the vote. Motion passed, 14 yes. 0 no. Now, if you want to discuss funding mechanism, I suppose you could talk about the one proposed.
Should we not?
I need to see how much it costs.
Okay.
You know how much it costs.
And if not, we can entertain the next thing on your agenda.
Okay. See if I can get this worded right. I want to make a motion that the Campbell County Commissioners put in play and us put together and hire an industrial recruiter. I'll make that a motion.
I'll second it.
that motion.
Okay, I have a motion by Commissioner Davis, hire industrial recruiter, second by Commissioner Goins. Discussion.
Now,
Yes, I have one question. Where, do we have a budget that's going to come?
Yes.
Yeah, do you have some money already in the 119
We got
fund?
We got some of it.
Scott introduced at the budget hearing to set aside $58,000. They had that problem.
Sure is.
So you got that much, plus you got a little bit of money still in your reserve in the 119 fund. So you can get through the end of this year for sure with an industrial recruiter. The last discussion we had at Lonnie endorsed was to have the commission go into partnership with the Joint Economic Community Development Board. I don't have any idea whether any of those discussions have been transpired or not, but that would be your route for a long-term doability of a industrial.
I think it's worth a discussion with the JECDB. Mr. Jennings.
Ralph and I had already discussed this briefly. You know, we got people out there that's talented enough to do this here at home, and I'm talking without a big salary or whatever. I'd like to look at taking it and setting it up on a per capita basis. For every job I get so much. And I know the first time, if we were lucky enough to bring 1,000 jobs in, you gave them $100 a job, people say, well, you gave them $100,000, but still yet that'd be a great deal. And I think, because we don't need to just run out and hire somebody and call him or her an industrial recruiter. There's people right here that would be willing to take that into consideration, or I think they would, and pay them on a production basis. And that way we wouldn't be, I know, $100,000 a year with no profit to say from it.
Mr. Davis.
well, I think the first thing we need to do is let Mr. Coker check with the state of Tennessee and see what legally we can offer an industrial to come in. Because, you know, we can't promise them the moon until they get here until we don't have nothing but a start. You know, see what we can legally do, and then let's sit down and see what we can offer. You know, we got plenty of property, and I'm for giving it to them. If they'll build a building on it and put people to work, I give it to them. But we first got to make sure what we can offer, put that in place, and then we need to see what our incentives, what type of factories we need to do, and as far as hiring someone, put out the application. Personally, a kid, I'm not knocking a high school education, but a guy just graduated high school or college, and you know, we need to look at someone that's got experience, if I go to John Doe to try to convince him to buy my car, you know, he's got to like my car. So we need to get someone that's really going to like Campbell County and present it. So we need to make sure everything's legally in place and then hard to recruit.
Commissioner Weldon? I think we need to get our industrial committee set first and then bring these proposals to the commission.
Mr. Chairman, following up with what Commissioner Davis said, there will be some legal issues that you're going to have to work through. For example, if this person is an employee of Campbell County government, then you're going to have to comply with the wage and hour laws. You know, we're going to need to make sure that you are compliant with that, or it's going to be an independent contractor, and if so, how are you going to select this person? You know, there's several issues that are going to be involved in this. So we'll get some information for you that you can then use to make an informed choice about that. But we would have to be careful when you're talking about paying people on an incentive basis. Not sure how that would mesh with wage and hour laws, but we'll find out.
Well, Mr. Jennings, I'm going to speak for him. He tell me if I'm wrong or not. We were talking about not paying them a good salary, but give them, I'd say we give them $60,000. But tell them, listen, if you want to make $200,000, then you go to work and bring somebody in here. We don't want to pay them enough to make them happy. Let's make them enough where they want to make more.
So that'd be incentive compensation.
Right, but not paying minimum wage. That wasn't our intent.
That would be mandatory incentive.
But,
you know, if they don't produce, and you can't expect them to do it overnight.
right. It's going to be a lot.
And this is a long-term thing that this county should have been looking at for years. We cannot tax ourselves out of debt.
Right.
We gotta have growth. You just can't, people can't handle it. You come into them every year and say, well, we're gonna raise this, gonna raise that. We gotta have industrial growth here if we're gonna move this county forward.
I believe, I don't know if I'm, the incinerator fund, business that was in place maybe last year, they done away with.
Incinerator, that's where it went.
What was it? Well, okay. Incubator. Okay.
Incubator. That was a grant.
That's a grant?
That's over with.
Grant's over with? Okay, all right. But I think in the 189, the long-term, 171, I believe there's money. We spent money on stuff around here that was needed. And to me, there's going to be nothing more important than bringing jobs to this community. We can't raise taxes and hire people to work at it, and eventually we're out of money. But I think this is a very important.
Could I ask you to consider amending your motion pending funding mechanism again?
Well, I certainly don't have any problem with that. And as far as I'm concerned, this is just a matter that we need to discuss every month.
Yes.
It's not, you know, I didn't intend, and I don't think Mr. Davis did either, that we go out next week and hire somebody. But it's something that we need to, it ought to be just like the budget. It ought to be at every meeting we attend, we ought to have an update and where are we? And if we have to meet a couple more times during the month on this one issue, it's worth it to me.
You have to decide what you're going to build before you start building it.
Right. But I want to leave a motion on that we put it on the table to work it out and get it down to where, you know, I want it on there to work on today. Start today, then it's something that when we don't put the saddle on the horse, he can't pull the wagon. So I want to pull it and let's work on it. And then when we get it finalized, we all agree on it. And
we have multiple agencies to work with, our planning commission, our JECB, and we got a resuscitated industrial development board.
Right.
And I'm committed to doing that. We just haven't been able to hit it yet. So, but in the next 90 days, we should be able to accomplish all those things. At least initial discussion. Set it on course.
I don't know which horse he saddled, but I second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Davis and second by Commissioner Goins.
What is the motion?
The motion is to resolve to hire an industrial recruiter But I would recommend that you amend it pending funding mechanism.
Mayor, how about an alternative as opposed to hire, which would be motion to establish an industrial group? That way you get all the latitude of what you're talking about. And then, like Ralph said, you can come back and do all of the follow-ups and get there. But the motion-
Would you amend your motion to reflect establish an industrial recruiter program?
That we go to work on it and get it all together, and then, yeah, I'll do that, but
Second?
it's
Okay.
today.
Have one amended. All right. Any further discussion? All right. You arm somebody at $60,000 a year, you better have about half of that for them to spend on the job every year.
Yeah.
If you expect to go get business in Asia, that's plane ticket. Or two. Or three. So
It's,
becomes,
that's right. Well, I got one more suggestion on this. It's not mandatory. I think if we asked all departments, okay, to look at their budget and see what they can appropriate, maybe 5% of their budget, and give it back to the fund to help fund industrial recruiting. And that way, you know, they come in, they say, all right, we need money. All right, if they help us bring in money, then they'll have money. So, not mandatory, but just ask them, see what's in your budgets. I've talked to some's looking at it, and if they've got any, they said they'd be more than glad to, you know, at the end of the fiscal year, donate it back toward that fund. And if they do that for like 3 years, and maybe we've got something coming in, then it's funded. That's part of the way, because we're going to have a lot of advertisement. And this way, if you want to help the county, that's one way to help it. If you got money left over, you're at the end of your budget, then give it back.
one thought. Any other discussion? All right. We have a motion to establish an industrial recruiting program. Any other discussion? Please press yes or no and confirm. Does anyone wish to change the vote? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please show the vote. Motion passed, 14 yes.
Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Before we move, you got anything else
I'm
to add to
done,
this?
I'm done. Yeah, I didn't have much.
I think I'm going to make a motion, we enact an industrial committee of the commissioners, whether it's all 15 of us or whatever, and then set meetings, object of what the commission is, to sit down and cipher all this out. I'll make it in the form of a motion that all commissioners, and we enact a industrial committee board of the commissioners.
I'll second.
Okay, a motion and second. Your industrial development board has seats for county commissioners on it. But you're...
And I understand that, but I think the commission's going to start actually putting the money in from our side that we need to set, and Donnie's been a big advocate of this, is put this in play with the commission. You know, we can have commission meeting after commission meeting, but if we call for an industrial commission meeting, then we all sit down and make the decisions, who's going to be what, contracted, hired, blah, 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 and do the whole, and I'm sure the industrial board probably want to be part of it too, but it's two different things. I think both of them can work together for the best of the good. That's my motion. I think at one time we had that, didn't we, Peggy? We did.
Okay.
Be like the industrial committee of the commission, that's what it is.
Of the commission. Yeah.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to establish an industrial committee of the county commission. Any discussion? Vote yes or no. Confirm, please. Anyone wish to change the vote? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please show the vote. Motion passed, 14 yes. Would we require suspending rules to take nominations to it tonight, or?
My understanding is to be a committee of the whole.
Yes.
Okay.
In the whole, first meeting that you want to call and get together, we can elect the chairman and vice chair. We still have a meeting and go over what we need to go.
Okay. Does that conclude your portion, Commissioner Davis?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
Commissioner Bruce? Okay. Commissioner Forsterberry?
Chairman, I was under the impression that Mr. Boshier was going to be here tonight.
He has the flu.
Okay. Well, I'll go easy on him then. I would like, or maybe you could address it. I'm sure that we have in all the districts the same situation. I'm not sure. If you've got a full-time employee and he or she is cut back to part-time, and then in turn are put on a floating status on a call, and then when you do that, they very seldom call them. And then they go ahead and hire somebody else for the job that they were doing or they could have done. It's always the people that are presently working, they have a terrible time trying to figure out what's going on. And we have a situation there in Jellicoe where this boy, I think he's worked 4 or 5 years for the sanitation department. He was full-time. He was reduced down to part-time. And then he just goes from place to place. Not very often. Maybe he might get to work 1 day a week or 2 days a week. Then they go ahead and hire somebody else to bring in a job, put him in a job that he could be doing. That's not fair to our workers. And it needs to be addressed. Whether the commission needs to address it or somebody does. I know that that's his department. And I don't like to interfere in someone else's business, but that irritates me. And I just want to know why that's allowed to go on all the time.
I concur with your statement, and the approach we're taking is to publicly offer the job in print media this week for 2 weeks, and we will certainly consider people within the department and applicants without. And so that's the direction I've given Mr. Boshier.
What would be wrong with, if you're already there, to transfer to that job? You're already employed.
Nothing. But along with that discussion, I've also heard from several citizens that they would like to see public offerings when vacancies occur. And understanding that if you have part-time staff, they have experience and they're going to have a resume that says that organization. So,
Mr. Chairman, there's a present rule/policy of the county commission enacted several years ago that says that all positions will be advertised for, but if in fact the position can be filled internally first, we've done so internally first. That is an action president of the commission. Joe, they have to advise you. My belief would be if you want to go away from that, you have to have a motion to change that process. That was enacted years ago. I think John Joe Dower was actually the author of the motion.
Well, I know we have a lot of public frustration with vacancies opening and you never see them, as well as the same frustration with somebody that's moved back to part-time and then not selected for the next full-time opening. Mr. Davis?
Well, my problem is you fill the position, then at least you move a man up or a lady up to the position that came open, then that leaves their position open, then advertise that one. And I would like to see why this young man can't, while we're waiting on to hire someone else, he cannot go and work at that position. He's been there 4 years. The gentleman that's up there is retired, I've been told, and been there 6 months, maybe less than a year, and they send him over there. That's why I wanted T. Don here. I like to talk to a man's face when I'm arguing about it. But I think this gentleman that deserves to be treated fair.
Concur. Mr. Jennings.
I don't want to disagree with my colleague, but I've got a question, I guess. Does this commission have a right to micromanage? Can we tell a department head who to hire or fire? Can we really? I mean, I don't know.
No.
Mr. Marlowe, can we?
No.
I didn't think so. So you may disagree with me, Mr. Davis, but you know, not just this situation, but all situations. If we start trying to tell them who to hire and fire, we're in trouble.
Well, I'm not trying to tell him who to hire and fire. I want him to treat people fair. And if you can't treat, if that's the gentleman here, I don't know who hires him. But if he can't treat his employees fair, I've talked to several of them, I don't care to tell you. I don't think none of them likes it. But it's because he don't treat people fair. If he treated them fair, if this gentleman back here is not certified and qualified and in order for this position, then I would not stand up here and defend him. I'm just saying, let's treat people fair. I understand, I don't want to, I ain't trying to harm,
But I'm saying, we don't have no right to do it. I just want to make.
Right, but I just want to make a point that I don't care who it is, I want them to be treated fair.
Commissioner Ayers.
Sort of to go along with Cliff, just for clarification, can you tell the commission body and the public which departments you're the manager of? That may help, because I think your concern should be going to him, not...
I direct sanitation for the purpose of this discussion.
And what else,
I direct him, animal shelter, the ambulance service. Where's my list, Olivia? The county park, your tax collection, your health department, maintenance, building maintenance, the Veterans Affairs office. So,
is it all departments that's not elected offices, right? Is that right?
not all of them.
Okay.
Maybe you could put it
Part of
together.
Boomer's function is directly underneath clerks, so they intervene between me and him. So there's some convolution there, but
We've got Peggy, right?
you all have Peggy, you elected me the chair, so now I got Peggy. So.
Now, Kevin Waldman still wants to go at
I direct the VA, the way I understand it. No? Okay. He's yours. Okay. He calls me.
Well, I'm glad he does.
But as chair of the commission, guess what? So, those are all ours. Yes. And I still can't tell them exactly who to hire, but I can offer vacancies in the paper. So, absolutely. And I'll just tell you, we lack a culture of county employees. I want to be the best employer in this county. I don't think anybody sitting here wants to be anything less than the best employer in this county. We don't have a cohesive culture, and we're starting to work on that. We're starting to work on it with workplace safety and show our employees that we care about them. And so we're starting safety messages, and I'm doing my best to immerse as far into the processes as I can. I got in the way in the landfill in Scott County week before last, about got run over. But I'm going where they're going and trying to see as much as I can so we can build that culture that says we value you. Because our county employees filled up your courtroom here and nope, they've not seen a pay raise. But it's not because we don't value them, it's the dollars are short. But the health care costs have continued to go up. We got to show people that we value them, and we got to show our public that we're willing to treat employees right and work for career advancement in county government and those sorts of things. So recognizing all of that, it starts with that all these comments go on record. So, any other discussion, Commissioner Baird?
No, that's it.
Thank you. Commissioner Charles Baird.
Yes, I think me and Marie had the same thing here about the department head should attend at least the workshop.
And I'll issue that memo this week. Workshop and commission.
At least the workshop.
At least the
At
workshop.
least the workshop, and then you can direct from workshop. Okay. Anything else? Commissioner Baird?
No, that's all.
Commissioner Ayers?
I'm gonna have to delay my road till next month, but just what he said, to have them here. Because for clarification, we've had a lot of discussion tonight, which is great, but that's really supposed to be in the workshop. So like anything you have, if we can get the department heads to come to those workshops, at least we'll have access to them, one of the two meetings. I mean, we don't want to burden them beyond what they can do, but Your discussion goes on at the workshop, and then we make motions and approve here. So I think it'd be vital if they could start attending.
Okay, miss anybody? Okay, that's the end of our agenda. Olivia, I will be attending an Association of Tennessee Valley Governments meeting in Murfreesboro tomorrow. In return, tomorrow night, we start the point-in-time count across the county in your districts to account for homeless people on Thursday. And Olivia will get the memos out directing the department heads here and 2 others. So that's where we'll go forward. And thank you for your patience on scheduling the meetings. I'll entertain. Ron, did you have?
It got passed.
He spoke.
The grant? Yes, we did.
Yes, we got the grant.
Can you announce the meetings for next week so we can?
Okay. Meetings for next week, Tuesday, 5 p.m., the Cable TV Committee, 5:30, the EMS Committee, and 6 p.m., the FMS Committee. This coming Thursday, we had scheduled, and we had to cancel those in order to provide public notice.
And it may not be happening in this room. They may still be having court Tuesday and Thursday, so we may have to find a
Some
different
committees could
place.
fit around a table in my office, but we could open it to the public, I suppose. If we'll go to wherever the space is available. So, anything else? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Commissioner Bruce? Second. Commissioner Davis? All in favor?